Hi friends, it's Miss Joseph. I'm going to be reading the final chapter of Humphrey's Big Birthday Bash today. Chapter 4, a big surprise. Mrs. Brisbane took attendance. I heard Heidi say, "Can we do it now?" It was an odd thing to say, but she sounded very excited. "I think we should wait until just before recess," Mrs. Brisbane said. They kept talking, but I couldn't hear well from my hiding place. If only I could see what was going on. I thought I heard Garth ask, "Where's Humphrey? I don't see him." Then Mrs. Brisbane said something about me making a map, or maybe she said I was taking a nap. I would have been so happy to be taking a nap instead of being stuck outside my cage. I wasn't exactly sure what would happen next. Maybe my friends would learn I was missing and find out about the lock that doesn't lock. If they fixed it, I'd be trapped in my cage forever. So remember, Humphrey is outside of his cage because him and Og, the frog, were making a little cake for Mrs. Brisbane for her birthday. Or maybe no one would notice I wasn't in my cage. Then I'd miss out on Mrs. Brisbane's birthday party. I didn't like either of those ideas one bit. Og splashed nervously in his tank. I crossed my toes and hoped that everyone would leave the classroom so I could return to my cage. Or maybe my friends would get so busy that I could sneak back without them noticing. But I heard Mrs. Brisbane say, "It's time." That was odd too, because the birthday party was supposed to be a surprise for her. Next, I heard lots of whispering and rustling. Footsteps came closer and closer. I heard Gail giggle and someone said, "Shh." Then Mrs. Brisbane whispered, "Ready?" Suddenly, all of my classmates screamed, "Surprise!" "Come on out, Humphrey Dumpty," AJ shouted. "It's time for your birthday party." Saya's softer voice said, "An OJ's Hatch Day party." If you look closely right here, Humphrey is right there by the fish treat for Og, and he's not inside of his cage like he's supposed to be. "Boing," Og said. "My birthday party? Og's Hatch Day party?" I was amazed. The surprise party wasn't for Mrs. Brisbane. It was for Og and me. But the biggest surprise was the fact that I was missing my own celebration. "Where is he?" Richie asked. Og splashed wildly. I think he was as confused as I was. "Come on out, Humphrey. We want to wish you a happy birthday," Mrs. Brisbane said. I didn't know what to do, so I sat and waited. Mrs. Brisbane told someone to open the cage. A few seconds later, I heard Garth say, "He's not here." Of course, everyone thought that was impossible. There were more rustling noises. "You're right," Mrs. Brisbane said. "I don't think Humphrey's in his cage. I wonder if someone left the door unlocked. Or maybe it's broken." I heard the cage door open and shut a few times. "No, Mrs. Brisbane," Art said. "It works just fine." "We must all look for him," Mrs. Brisbane said, "but we'll have to be very careful not to step on him." "Eek," I squeaked. I didn't mean to say it, but just thinking of someone stepping on me, it came out. "I can hear him," Miranda said. Oops. There was no hiding now, so I decided it was time to show myself. "Surprise!" I squeaked as I scurried across the table. "There's Humphrey Dumpty," AJ shouted. Mrs. Brisbane scooped me up and put me back in my cage. "Humphrey, when your friends told me they wanted to give you a surprise party, I never dreamed you wouldn't show up for it," she said. So Mrs. Brisbane was in on it all along. "I don't know how you got out, but please don't do it again," she said to me. I didn't squeak back to her because I was pretty sure I would get out of my cage again. Only next time I wouldn't get caught. After that, I had a wonderful time. Saya put a paper birthday crown on top of my cage. Richie put one on top of Og's tank. Then they put a big banner across my cage and a cage that said, "Happy birthday, Humphrey." So that's why they measured my cage. Another banner went across Ogg's tank. It said, "Happy Hatch Day, Ogg." They gave us cards that they had made, and they gave us presents. Ogg got a special rock that he could climb over or hide under, and I got an amazing gift, a tiny bell that makes a nice tinkling sound when I touch it. It was the best present I could imagine, but my ears perked up when I heard AJ's loud voice say, "Cake time!" "It looks as if Humphrey already has one," Mrs. Brisbane said, leaning down to look at the tiny cake I had made. "Who made this cute little cake?" she asked. No one answered, so I decided to squeak up. "I did," I said. "I made it for you." Mrs. Brisbane laughed. "I guess it's a secret, but Humphrey seems to know who it was." I did. Then I was presented with the most beautiful cake I'd ever seen. It was made of nuts and seeds and raisins, all my favorite foods. The whole class sang the happy birthday song to me. Next, they gave Ogg a cake made of smelly things he likes. They sang a happy Hatch Day song to him. He splashed all around his tank. At the end of the day, all my classmates left. Mrs. Brisbane came over to our table. "I hope you liked your party," she said. "It was hamsterific," I answered, "but it was supposed to be for you." I know that all she heard was squeak, squeak, squeak. But Mrs. Brisbane laughed and said, "Happy birthday, Humphrey and Ogg." I said, "Happy birthday, Mrs. Brisbane." Ogg said, "Boing, boing, boing." We both agreed it was really the best birthday bash ever. I was surprised that the birthday was for us and not Mrs. Brisbane, and my friends were surprised that I wasn't around for my own party. "I hope we have another birthday and Hatch Day party next year," I told Ogg when we were alone for the night. "And I still hope we have a surprise party for Mrs. Brisbane," I added. "Boing, boing," he said, and then I rang my shiny new bell a few times just for fun. And that is the end of Humphrey's big birthday bash. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the story as much as I did. Just know that me and Miss Janini miss you all so much, and I look forward to seeing you guys all the new school year, and thank you again for watching. Bye.